Hey guys, and welcome back to Bee's Kitchen. I hope everyone is keeping well and safe. If you are new to this YouTube channel, you are welcome. So guys, I am going to show you how I make this delicious garden eggs stew. Garden egg stew is one of the most popular stews in Ghana and it's so versatile. You can have it with boiled yam, boiled plantain, or even rice. So stay with me and let's get started on this delicious recipe. So for the garden egg stew, I am going to use the following ingredients. I have tomato puree, some fermented fish also known as momone. I have my salted cod, which I have soaked overnight, and during the course of the day, I change the water about 3 times just to remove all the excess salt. I have some eggs. I have my garden eggs. You can also use aubergines if you can't find garden eggs. I have chopped onions, tinned tomatoes, tinned mackerel, but you can certainly use the grilled mackerel from the shops. I have palm oil, ginger, Scotch bonnet, some onion, shallots, and some garlic. I'll blend this together. I will list all the ingredients used in this recipe in the description box below. I'm now going to go ahead and rinse my garden eggs with some cold water. I purchased my garden eggs from my local Ghanaian supermarket, but you can certainly purchase this from any Afro-Caribbean supermarket. Now I'm slicing the heads of the garden eggs and also slicing it into 2 and placing it in my pot. So if you can't find garden eggs, guys, you can certainly use aubergines. It works the same way. As you can see, all the heads are off from the garden eggs. I am now adding enough water to boil the garden eggs. To the garden eggs, I'm going to add my eggs, which I have washed before adding. Next, I'm going to cover and bring this to a boil on medium heat for 10 to 15 minutes. I am just washing the remaining salt from the cod before I bring this to a boil. As I mentioned before, I soaked the cod overnight, and during the course of the day, I changed the water 3 times. This is to ensure that any excess salt from the cod is removed. Guys, you can certainly use Kobi for this recipe as well. I have added enough water. I'm going to cover and allow the cod to come to a boil for 10 minutes. Whilst the garden eggs and the cod is cooking, time to get started on the stew. To my blender, I'm just adding my onions. Next, I'll add the shallots, Scotch bonnet, ginger, and garlic. I will then add a little bit of water and blend this till smooth. I am now going to blend my tinned tomatoes onto smooth. I will set this aside for later use. You can also use fresh chopped tomatoes. As I have all my blended ingredients ready, time to get started on the stew. To my pan, I'm just adding my palm oil. As the oil has melted, I'm just going in with my momone, the fermented fish. And I tend to break my momone up because I like it when it's all broken up and infuses with the oil really nicely. I purchased my momone from my local Ghanaian supermarket. As you can see, it's nicely broken up. Next, I'm going to add my onions. I'm just frying the onions until it is fragrant and soft. And guys, at this point you can really smell the momone from the oil and it smells so good. I just love the authentic smell. I am now going to add my tomato puree and I'll simmer this on medium heat for about 3 minutes. And 3 minutes later, I am now going to add my blended pepper mixture. I'll simmer this on medium heat for 5 minutes, occasionally stirring cook to minimize burning. And 5 minutes later, I'm just giving the stew a good stir. Now I'm going to add my blended tin tomatoes. If you are using fresh tomatoes, this is the point where you add your fresh tomatoes. I'm just mixing everything together. Next, I'll be adding all my seasonings. As I've added all my seasonings, I'm just going to mix everything together and allow the stew to simmer on low to medium heat for 15 to 20 minutes, occasionally stirring. While the stew is simmering away, I'm just going to drain the excess water from the cod. Next, I'll break the cod in big chunks so I can taste the cod in my stew. I'll set this aside for later use. Don't forget to occasionally stir your stew to minimize burning. Next, I'm going to add my tinned mackerel fillet and the cooked cod. Gently mixing everything together just to ensure that the mackerel and the cod doesn't break. Guys, this stew smells so good. Honestly, it smells amazing. And the garden eggs is ready. I'm going to drain the excess water before I start grinding. To check to see if your garden eggs is soft, you can just poke it with a fork. I am now going to grind my garden eggs using my asanka and tapoli. If you don't have an asanka and tapoli, feel free to use a food processor. So to my asanka, I have added some of the garden eggs and I'm going to grind this to a more of a chunky consistency. However, if you like yours smooth, you can grind until smooth. And this is the consistency I'm looking for. It's quite chunky and this is exactly how I like my garden eggs. I'm just giving the stew a quick stir. Next, I'm going to add the grinded garden eggs. As I've added all the garden eggs to the stew, I'm going to gently mix everything together and allow the stew to simmer on low heat for 5 minutes. Don't forget to taste and adjust your seasoning if needed. And the garden egg stew is ready. It smells so good. It looks so good. I am certainly going to enjoy this with some boiled yam and the eggs. Guys, if you were sharing this stew with me right now, what would you pair the stew with? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do hope you enjoyed this recipe. Please don't forget to like this video, share this video, comment below, subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so, and turn on your bell notification icon. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your garden XG. Bye.